this lab is called the Universal Solvent Lab. Water has that title. It's the universal solvent. That's a pretty big title. So we're going to investigate today whether or not it deserves to have that title. A solvent means it dissolves things, okay, to create solutions. So I've got sugar, salt, and baking soda, 3 solids that I'm going to attempt to dissolve in liquid water, but also in vegetable oil and isopropanol. I'm wearing my goggles, of course, for any lab procedure that I do. Miss Deem is my adult supervisor today here with me. We never do labs without our goggles and without adult supervision. Okay, so here we go, Miss Deem. I'm going to take a little bit of sugar. Its real name is sucrose. And I'm going to put a little beaker onto my balance, tear the mass of that to re-zero it, and I'm going to try to put about 0.5 grams of sugar into my beaker. Okay. And then that mass of sugar is going into a test tube. Okay, that's for my sugar. Now, same thing. I'm going to take my salt, NaCl, sodium chloride, put my beaker on here, tear the mass, re-zero, and I want to use the same amount of salt. I was closer to 0.7 on the last one, so I want to make sure I come back and do the same thing. Okay. All right. Go here. Put this into my second test tube. Solid going into my test tube. Now, my baking soda. Clear my balance, zero it. Baking soda, ooh, a little help there. All right, put my baking soda back. Baking soda into my test tube. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I have sugar and I have everything labeled so I know where everything is. Sugar, salt, baking soda lined up here, and it's going in my solvent of water. All right? So I've got my water here, and what I'm going to do is measure out the exact same amount of water for each one. I'm going to use, because I don't want it to go up where I can't see things very well. Yesterday I tried this because we always try our labs first. I'm going to go to about 9 milliliters of water. Make sure I can see my 9 okay. A little too much. So I'm going to pour 9 milliliters of water into my sugar test tube. And I'm going to mix it. I'm going to put a topper on this in just a minute, and then I'm going to invert it 3 times to mix. I'm going to do the same thing for the salt and baking soda. I'm going to use 9. I'm going to mix, put a top on it and mix it, and then I'm going to do the same for the baking soda. All right? Then I'm going to do the exact same thing with these 3 solids and my Crisco veggie oil, all right? Same amount of solids, same amount of Crisco veggie oil, about 9 milliliters. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing again with rubbing alcohol, okay? Its real name is isopropanol. So I have 3 different solvents trying to dissolve the 3 same solids. And what we're going to do is compare then how water dissolves these 3 solvents compared to vegetable oil and isopropanol. Make some predictions. Go ahead.